Alright guys, whoops, I'm gonna show you some quick modding tips and how to test your level. So I'm actually in Skyrim, the Game of the Year edition or Enhanced edition, or whatever it's called. It's basically the same tools as Fallout 4. I just prefer Skyrim. As my mic decides to turn off. Anyway, some things I want to go over real quick. Fallout 4, I don't know if this occurs more often than not, but some kits, I'm currently searching something, that's why nothing's displaying. Some kits will have, you know, if you're in a room or something, you might see front wall and side wall. It's just depending on how your kit lines up. So if, like, for example, these are sidewalls. So if I were to try to put a sidewall over here, it doesn't line up like correctly. So I mean, just kind of pay attention to that. In, you know, in space it doesn't really matter, but you know, you want your sidewalls to be here, a corner piece, and then a front wall, and everything should line up pretty smoothly. It more has to do with actually the ceiling than it does down here, I'm pretty sure. Because, you know, why don't we'll test it real quick. Shut up. Errors upon errors. Yes, I see that. Alright, so, you can probably see, like, it looks like it's like, oh, what are you talking about, Russ? That piece totally fits. But then when you look up at the ceiling, you might notice there's a giant hole right there. So yeah, that's why you got to make sure your front walls are, you know, walls and stuff. The other thing I want to show you real quick, and I've showed a few of you this before, is replacing pieces. Say I want to add a door here. Instead of deleting it and dragging a door in, you could totally do that. I like to hit Control F, brings up a swap thing, swap, and I want this. So all doors have the word exit on them. Ooh, this is a wall side. That would have been bad actually. See, that's me not reading. We need a front door. Alright, so now, you know, fit right into place, just add a hole. And then I would also recommend that you should use exits for every entryway out of a room, into a hallway. Reason being, most likely, is there's this little piece right here that's different versus wall pieces. Obviously there's a door, but it's that, and that creates a seam. Make sure everything's blocked out. Otherwise, you may notice that if we look at this wall, there's some stone here because I have a corner in, and there's not stone here because I don't have a corner in. If you just have a straight wall, and you try to make a door, like an entryway into a room, people are going to be able to see, they're going to be able to see your seam, and they're going to be able to see kind of like into the void. Which isn't pleasant to look at, by the way. It just messes the game up kind of weird. So you're going to want to make sure you do that. Most cases, you're going to want to use these purple houses as static objects. And you just want to pick a kit, realistically. It's going to be under static. And this is going to be slightly different in Fallout. But it's going to be under static. And then you're going to have, you know, areas like dungeons, you know, pretty much dungeons. Really, honestly, that's going to be it. It's not going to be called dungeons. It's just going to be called like interiors, I think. But when you're in these interiors, you're going to have, like, you know, the Institute, vaults. Don't mix and match them. Because it's people who play the game are gonna notice something's kind of weird. Like, for example, I'm using the Nordic kit. It would not make sense, and it's not gonna line up well if I start using the Dwemer kit. I mean, you can clutter Nordic ruins with Dwemer items, but it still kind of looks weird because, like I said, it's a Nordic ruin. You really got to play the game to get a feel for this stuff. All right, However, we're gonna go pop into the game. This is gonna be how we load. I need a front wall though. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, so to save, you just click File, Save. Ooh, that's because I have this open. Let me close that. Yeah, don't have Skyrim open when you're making changes because you'll get that error. Or Fallout for this matter. But you click Save. I should say the first time when you click Save, it's gonna pop up a little window asking you to name what your mod is. You give it a name, save it, and then when you it's kind of like, you know, if like you save a Word doc for the first time and it wants you to name it, just give it a name. And then I should mention, when you come back into the kit, like you want to make some changes, make sure master file is selected. And then instead of just selecting this, you want to make sure that it doesn't say plugin file, it says active file. Otherwise, if you just click both of them, like, you know, you click like this and then click OK, it will load your mod, but it will not actively save on your mod. It will only save if you set this to the active file. It's kind of a weird way, but trust me, it's actually a pretty nice system. Alright, so we're going to head on over to Skyrim, as my dog is probably wanting to go on a WALK. We're going to show you how to load a mod. Now, the professor might show you kind of a weird way, which is world hookup, and that's fine, but that's a lot of steps. My way takes 2 seconds. So first you want to go to your mods tab. And you need to enable your mod. Otherwise, your game's not going to know to load it. So you're going to click on T or press T, and you'll just see this checkbox. And you press escape. It's going to probably ask you something to like reload. Seriously? Animal pajamas in Skyrim? What the heck? Alright, well, it's going to ask you to reload like this and click OK. And then yeah, then this is how you load a level. It's super easy. On your keyboard, there's the escape key. Everyone's familiar with the escape key. Right below it is this thing called the tilde key, and we're going to push that. It's also right above the tab key next to number 1. If you're still not sure what the tilde key is, Google tilde key. So we've brought up the console. We can type in console commands, that sort of thing. Like this is how you enable God mode and whatnot. But we're going to type in COC, which stands for center on cell, and then our cell name, not our mod name. All right. So my mod name, as you saw, was Cool Mod. My cell level is called Russ LVL. So you space, type it in, enter, and that's it. We're in our level. It's as easy as that. So you can test, you can get a sense of scale. Is your room too big? Is your room too small? Do the NPCs work right? Do you clutter? That sort of thing. Keep in mind though, when you do it this way, you are defaulting to a level 1 character. Alright? If you're making a mod, like you've played the game a lot, and you're making a mod for higher level NPC encounters, this guy will not work. It's not good practice to come in at a level 1 testing a high level mod and using console commands to test it. You can do that. I don't recommend that though, because when you load a mod, and if you have leveled NPCs and they're supposed to be coming in at level 30, and you know they're gonna come in at level 1, so just keep that in mind when you do this method. If you need a level, like you need a high level character and you don't have one, GameFAQs.com I think has saves for different characters that you can just download. Just some guy who played the game has like a level 30 character, that sort of thing. That way you can quickly test the game. But yeah, if there's any other questions or comments, feel free to message me on Discord, and I will see you all later.